How's it going, guys? I played the Confluence today, which is a pop-up kind of temporary course in Troutdale, Oregon, behind the Outlet Mall. I'm going to be honest, from the start, I actually played this out of order. I played starting at hole 6 by the Outlet Mall parking lot, so it's going to be a bit out of order. So, hole 1 here, it's 220 feet, kind of either a dogleg play. I think that's how it's supposed to be played in the summer when this is overgrown, but you can see I kind of rethought the backhand angle and went to this ugly forehand I'm going to throw here. I had the camera angled for the backhand angle, so I go out of frame. But it hyzers back just inside the road, leaving me all of, I don't know, 15, 20 feet. So, you know, a good way to quote-unquote start the round is with a birdie there. Long theme here you'll see is me missing these putts. These veteran baskets are fine, I guess. Hole 2, 309. I actually threw a really good shot and did not record it, so I decided to do it all over again here. This is my Royal Rage, went just over the front of the basket there, and it kind of curled up to maybe 15, 20 feet again. And again, no real trouble for me to cash in to go to -2. You'll notice a lot of junk in the pictures off the U-disc here because this area used to be full of stuff and they tore it all down. So, hole 3, buck 96. Slipped a little bit in those chips and I just chunked it low into that bush. Kind of weird to be so short on a short hole after the last couple, but there it is. Putt this time did not connect, so going to take a par on this. There's some wood blocks behind it that are a nice little backstop that slowed it down for me, so that was nice. Hole 4, 301 feet. You'll see a big pile of schnarb on the right there. It looks like a bunch of stuff was tore up, so my only concern was just staying away from that. And that led me to over hyzer a little bit and nose up fade out my night strike. Left me maybe 35 feet. It was probably right around circle's edge. And I gave it a pretty good bid, but it just rimmed out. I needed to do better than that. Tap in for the par, though. This isn't a hard course for sure. In the winter here, in the summer I heard there was a ton of stuff. There's a lot of areas with blackberry bushes and stuff that are clearly a lot less here in the winter. This short hole with, there's a trash can and a parking lot off to the left you can see there, so I decided spike hyzer with my flare. Worked out really well because it didn't go anywhere. Just spiked right in and left me at 10 feet for a tap-in birdie. 6, this is a hole I actually started on over by the Outlet Mall, so when you're seeing this, I'm fresh out of the car here. So I dissed up to my Enigma for this 317-foot shot. I gave it plenty of space. I actually thought I was going to hit the side of the wood here, and instead I rolled up short. Maybe 315. Yeah, oh, I guess not. If it's 317, so like 300 feet. Little noodle. This putt wasn't too bad, though, and even though I hadn't had any warm-up putts since my previous round this morning, I was able to knock these, well, the first one down. The second one, 2 nose down. Hole 7, 249. Again, these maps are crazy. This tree is marked with an arrow, but nowhere said it was a mando. The T sign didn't, and the guys over there playing who were letting me play through said it wasn't, so I played it as if it wasn't a mando. It might be. I went early of it, and it left me here at like 40 feet, and then in front of these guys, a couple of which I knew from a previous round, I managed to drain it, so it was nice to make a circle 2 putt on the day. Hole 8 was back. We had a Garmin out there, and he actually measured it at 235 or so. I went fairway driver to try and get a little turn and back towards the basket through these big trees, but I ended up just right in it. You can see the basket behind it, just a little easy toss out from here. I was hoping I could curl it over and can it, but instead I landed like 3 feet from the basket and rolled away, but 8 foot for another par. Hole 9, I think this is in a little bit different basket position because this said 421 and it didn't look like it. I saw this fence OB right and wanted no part of it in the wind, so I went PD2 here, and even though I kept it fairly low, you know, I ended up way out left, but I was absolutely fine with that compared to messing with the fence. Just left me this little flat foot tactic shot, and you'll see me get a little upset here, but it's because I hit that rock right on it. I was going to skip right up to the basket, but ultimately it wasn't that bad. I was a little nervous about all these putts in the wind, but it, you know, it wasn't more than 15 feet there. Hole 10, 298, I had a headwind straight at me, so I went up to my night strike 2, kept it low at maybe 60%, and just curled it right around the back there. I was kind of afraid of throwing my mid and getting it a little nose up in that headwind and getting short, so I had a little tap here. Luckily, the first one's the one that counts. Hole 11 into this building, 279 feet. This actually has to be longer than that. I think this is a different position because I threw a Night Strike 2 here. You know, I didn't give it the run of a lifetime, but, you know, I gave it a pretty hard pull for me, and I ended up a good 40 feet short here. So, you know, I don't think I threw that 230 feet. Either way, I left myself about 40 feet, maybe a little bit longer, and I gave this a pretty damn nice flat run and canned it. Felt pretty good for another long putt. So coming in final hole from inside the building to out, 296 feet. You can see this tee pad is just sand. There's all these different materials at this course because it's kind of temporary. There's actual like block tee pads. There's some cement. There's sand. There's dirt. There's raised dirt. There's all kinds of stuff. So I slide a little bit here, end up just blowing this MD4 nose up short. I just made a couple circle 2 looks, so I was feeling pretty good or pretty hopeful. Realized I had the wrong putter and switch last second. And I gave this another pretty good bid with a little bit of flutter, though, and I just came up about a foot short. So to end the nice little 12-hole round here at the Confluence, I was -7. I felt pretty good about that for the first time through. Nice little course, kind of confusing, a little boring in the winter, but I'll probably end up going back and playing it again at some point. Thanks, guys.